So thank you for joining me today. Today we're going to be doing a few garden projects. We're going to go out looking for some of our first vegetables of the season. And I'm also going to be installing some solar flickering lights on a post that I have out in the corner of my yard. And this weekend I'll actually be putting a few more up, but I need to put the posts in the ground. So I wanted to put a couple of extra ones around my pool. But I did want to show you how the one looks today and how easy they are to put up. So this is the 4x4 post that I have had here for actually a couple of years. I've put a birdhouse on it a couple of times, and I've decided I'm going to put a light here because I've got a chimenea here, a nice little sitting area in this corner of the yard. So I thought it'd be nice to put a light up there. So I'm just going to show you how I do that today. So the first thing I'm going to do, I've got this little plate that came with my solar light. I'm just going to pre-drill a couple of holes in the top of it, and then that's going to be the base I'm going to put my solar light on. So let me go ahead and do that. Now we have to turn the solar light on. So I'm just gonna turn this to the flame position, right in the middle. And you just put this in. You're gonna turn it till it clicks all the way over. There we go, really simple. All right, now we're just going to screw the little screws into that little piece. So our flickering solar light is installed. I think I'm actually going to restain this post just to make it look all nice and fresh and ready. And I think this is just going to be a nice little addition. I may actually put a couple of more posts on the outside of this little sitting area. I think it'd be really pretty. So anyway, let's head over to the garden and see what we can get there. And then just real quickly, I just wanted to show you my Makita drill. I don't know if most people have drills. I know a lot of people own them, but I couldn't do without mine. I have all kinds of little extra pieces, little drill bits and things I can screw in, and it just makes my life really easy. So I'm going to link this little drill in the description below. If anybody's interested, you can check it out. It comes with a little carrying case. Super nice. Just thought I'd show you my gladiolas started blooming. I've got lots of chamomile that's blooming. So I'll be picking some of those little chamomile petals for tea. And let's see what else we got. I got little cherry tomatoes coming through my fence here. And we're only going to look at the things that actually have fruit growing. I've got all kinds of little baby tomatoes. I don't have any red tomatoes yet, but I've got all kinds of larger tomatoes starting to grow. As you can see, there's some of my Abe Lincolns. I've got all kinds of things growing, but nothing ripe yet. I'm looking every day. Although today, I'm going to move this up here to get it out of the way. I let these indeterminate tomato vines just grow as high as they can. Oops, I broke that one off. I'm sorry. Oh goodness, I'm not having good luck there. Anyway, I just wanted to show you my scarlet runner beans are starting to get beans. Now, at this point, you can eat the blossoms. Those are edible. You can eat the roots later, but at this point, unless you eat a really young pod, you're better off just to wait until these beans dry out and then cook them as dried beans. There's things that can make them poisonous, and I just don't take any chances. I think they're really, really gorgeous, so I'm not going to eat any of the vines, any of the blossoms. But I do have some green beans growing over here. I did notice some green beans the other day starting to take hold. Maybe it was over here. Oh, these were more scarlet runner beans. Okay. So I guess we don't have any green beans yet. I do have some yellow wax beans, which I may pick some of those today. I noticed there's actually quite a few back there behind the zucchinis. These are my yellow squash. I've got some that are about ready to pick. Actually, I've picked a couple already. I don't like picking them when they're too small, but I don't like them too large either. So I have to really keep an eye on them every day. Look at this summer squash, or spaghetti squash I've got over there growing. I've got lots of spaghetti squash. These are my, like I've said before, these are my favorite squash that I have. And I've got several of these starting to grow on these vines. So I am just letting them go. They're going to go for probably another month. I'll pick them, let them dry, and then I actually store those for the year. And over here I've got pumpkins growing. Lots of vines at this point, not a lot of pumpkins yet, but we'll have plenty of pumpkins. Every year I have pumpkins. And more of my crookneck. Lots and lots and lots of stuff going on in here. At this point, I'm almost at the point where it's really kind of difficult to get through here. It's, you know, just kind of the way it is every year. Some of these plants are just really large. I'm gonna kind of look at my zucchini because they'll get away from you. If you don't check them every day, all of a sudden you've got a 10-foot zucchini you've got to maneuver and manage. But I think I picked them all. I've been out here picking every day. And even out here picking, oh my gosh, I got one there that is quite large. I'm gonna have to deal with that. It's way down in there, of course. I don't know if you can see it, but I am gonna pick that one. It's kind of, I just kind of twist them so they come off. Perfect. Nice big zucchini. And I just noticed picking that one. I've got another one that is kind of getting stuck where, oh my goodness, I didn't see that one. Okay, I'm going to push down because I got a few in here I didn't realize were this big. Of course, I've got so many bees from my, look at those flowers. I just love these dahlias. Look at that. They're so gorgeous. I don't know, I just love flowers. And these bring in so many bees. There's more cherry tomatoes. I've got peppers. They're not ripe yet, but I got lots of them growing. So these are the solar lights that I got. They're called dynaming LED post lights. They're really, really nice. They were super easy to install. I got 4 of them. I believe they were under $39, something like that. I got them on Amazon. I'm also going to leave the link to those. As I said, I'm going to be putting a couple more of these flickering lights around the pool. I just think they're going to look really pretty. And they kind of have that flame, but you also can use them just as a post light. You don't have to have the flame. They have a little button. You can turn it on just for the regular light, and then you can turn it to flashing for the flickering. Looks, you know, kind of looks like a, you know, like a flickering flame. So I'm kind of excited. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait for tonight so I can see them. So thanks for joining me today. I hope that you enjoyed watching me work out in the heat and the sun. I mean, I hope you enjoyed watching me put my solar light up and also picking some vegetables out of the garden. So far, I've got quite an array of squash. I'm thinking I'm gonna freeze some of it. I'm gonna grate it and freeze it. I'm thinking I might make a zucchini bread for the grandkids tomorrow, and then maybe some more of those zucchini canoes tonight. I don't know, I've got to, and I probably need to make some more zucchini relish. That also is another great thing to make. Let me show you what I've accumulated. I've been eating these every day. I even gave a couple away. So these are a couple of those crookneck squash, and I actually sliced those up real thin the other night. I put salt and pepper, a little bit of garlic, and some of the Parmesan cheese flakes. Forgot what they're called, the nutritional yeast. I put those on them and baked them in the oven, and they were so good. I think I'm gonna have those again tonight. And then I've got just my regular zucchini. Got a lot going on there, but I've only got one jar left of my zucchini relish, so I'm definitely gonna be making a half a batch of the zucchini relish, so I have enough for the next year or two. So there you go. That's what I got happening today in the garden and in my backyard. If you're not a subscriber to my channel, please consider subscribing. Give me a like, a thumbs up, or ring that bell for future notifications, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.